What's going on, everybody? Liam O'Reilly, Vermont Economic Realtor. I hope you're doing well. Wanted to share an article with you today from 7 Days talking about the challenges with housing here in Vermont. Something that we've talked about a lot on this channel, where my opinion is that the housing issue and the increase in prices is mostly from a supply side, from an inventory side, and even with demand being hurt by these higher interest rates, it's still, there's still not enough inventory to go around. And what this article highlights is the some of the zoning restrictions and the zoning hurdles that people are fighting with, and towns are fighting with, and the dilemmas that they're facing as they try to bring more affordable housing to their town. So what I wanted to lead off with is this quote right here. If we don't build a lot more housing and rehab a lot more housing, said Charlie Baker, executive director of the Chittenden County Regional Planning Commission, Vermont is going to become even more gentrified as Vermonters can't afford to live here and we become the vacation paradise of New England. And I'm going to leave this article in the description for you folks. I think it's a really good read, really informative if you're a buyer or seller in the housing market, and how this can affect you. But basically, it talks about how, that quote really says it all. If we don't have more housing, the housing prices are going to continue to rise, and we're going to become a vacation spot. It's going to become Vermont is a paradise where you buy a home and you have some acreage, you have your nice wooded lot. It's nice and serene, but you have to have money to come in and be able to afford that lifestyle, because because it's desirable, and there's a lot of people chasing those goods, chasing those homes. And a lot of these towns, because of the zoning restrictions, don't have the smaller, more affordable units that would be conducive and advantageous for people around that median income level, especially young families. And it's changing the demographics of towns. They talk about how Jericho closed their elementary school back in 2019 because they don't have enough people, enough kids to attend it. And it's just a result of people not being able to afford housing in this community. I mean, Jericho has a zoning restriction where you have to build on at least a half-acre lot. So it restricts the amount of homes that can be built in this town. And they talk about how the median home price in Jericho is, I think, 467,000, something like that. But in my opinion, it's not that number, that $467,000 number. I mean, it's above what the median income in Vermont. If you have a median household income, it's higher than what you can afford at the given mortgage rates, with 20% down. And beyond that, it doesn't really reflect, just that number alone doesn't reflect the difficulty that you might have if or that first-time home buyers or people looking to move to Jericho are going to have when they go to purchase their home. I mean, because inventory is still so tight, especially in these towns like Jericho, it's difficult or there's a lot of buyers searching or chasing after the inventory. So there's multiple offer situations. Even if you can afford that 467,000, it doesn't mean that you'll be able to get it. I mean, even if you're a well-qualified buyer in a multiple offer situation, there's a lot of factors that go into it. And at the end of the day, the buyer that's coming in at the highest price and is the best qualified, willing to take the most risk, is going to get that home. And if you're a young first-time home buyer, it's tough for you to take that large financial risk, especially if you're thinking about starting a family soon, which is probably discouraging people from moving to towns like Jericho. Now, they also talk a lot about Shelburne, and they talk about a proposal to bring a large apartment building to Shelburne, which would obviously make help out people who need that housing, but it changes the dynamics of the residents living there. I mean, there's more people in town. People who the neighbors who have this beautiful wooden lot are going to have their lifestyle disturbed. And that's the balance that these towns are trying to find, where they're trying to bring more affordable housing to these towns, but at the same time not disturb the lifestyle that they have, and not turn Shelburne or Jericho or these towns into something that they're not. But I mean, at the end of the day, if you want young Vermonters, you want to keep housing affordable here in Vermont, we need more housing, we need more affordable housing, and we need zoning that is conducive to those types of builds. I mean, they talk about the development going on in Quiniaska, the Quinny Ridge, which, if you folks don't know, basically Quiniaska Golf Course, it runs right along Spear Street in Shelburne, and they used to have holes on both sides of Spear Street. They got rid of that golf course section and turned it into a housing development. But I mean, houses in that neighborhood are not near the median home range for Chittenden County. I mean, it's like, for one of their condos, they're beautiful condos, but you're looking at 700,000 or so at a starting level. So the zoning and the type of neighborhoods that are going up are, they're expensive, and in order to build housing that is affordable and is going to benefit Vermonters around the median income level, we need zoning that's denser than what it is now, and allows for units to be built, allows for more units to be built at a cheaper cost, because building costs have gone up. I mean, lumber's at a all-time low right now, but labor is still very expensive, and it's expensive to build. And if we're going to build affordably, we need to do it efficiently, in my opinion. So anyway, really interesting article. I think it's great. It talks about, it really gives you a feel for what is going on inside these towns, and the zoning dilemmas, the zoning arguments that are out there, and the factors that are influencing the housing market here in Vermont. And I mean, in my opinion, if you're a homeowner here in Vermont, I don't think denser zoning is going to affect your property value that much. That's not something that they talked about in the article. This is just my opinion, but there's still going to be, if more people can purchase cheaper housing around your neighborhood or your town, I don't think that's going to affect the value of your single family home if it's nice. I mean, if it's right next to your home, then I can see that. But I mean, if you own a lot of property in one of these towns like Shelburne or Jericho or Essex, something like that, and the zoning laws, the zoning restrictions change, I mean, that could be a huge development potential for you, huge opportunity, and could really, I know the goal of this article wasn't about making money or the residents making money, but I think it could be a huge win-win for everybody, where the property owners make a lot of money and we bring more affordable housing to these towns. So anyway, Liam O'Reilly, Vermont economic realtor. Hope everyone has a great, happy holiday season. I might have another video coming out shortly, maybe another 2 videos. But if not, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. If you're thinking about buying or selling a home here in Vermont, all my contact information is listed below. Let me know what you thought about this video about the zoning and affordable housing here in Vermont. Leave me a comment. Feel free to reach out directly, and I will see you guys in the next video.